Hey, Nathan here from P8 Studios, and welcome back to another tower defense game tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to discuss the video introduction screen, where we are just going to load in a video format and play that video. And then when we are done, we're going to do something, take it to the next screen we want. So this will be a very simple tutorial. It's just going to display a video, and we can have the option to skip the video if we want to. And then when it's done, load in a new screen. So let's go ahead and get started, and then we're almost done with the series. Okay, so at the very top, we need to add a couple more using statements. So we're going to add using tower defense engine and using Microsoft.xna.framework, and that's it. Okay, so let's actually go ahead and delete everything inside here, and then we'll reset everything up just so we have everything's all cleared out. Okay, so the very first thing we need to do is set up a field for our class, and that's going to be a VideoManager field, and we're going to call it VideoManager. Okay, so now we need to override the accepts input, and we're going to get, obviously we can skip the video, so we're going to return true. Now if you do not want to accept input, just change that to false. So we're going to get return true. Okay. We're going to override the initialize screen. So delete the throw new not implemented exception. Now we're going to set up the video manager to be the same as the video manager.singleton. We only need one video manager, so we're using the singleton setup for that. So we always can get a reference to the video manager based on the singleton approach. Now again, we will have the option to skip the video, so we need to set that up in the input map dot new action. I'm going to call it skip, and what we can do to skip it is Microsoft.xna.framework.input.keys.space. You press the space key to skip the video. Closing parentheses and semicolon. Now let's set up the removing event. So plus equals space, and then press tab, and then tab again. If we do that, it will automatically generate the method for us. But before we do that method, let's go back up and let's add a method above that, and let's override load content. Now this is the first screen in the screen chain, so we do not need a base. And the way you can tell is if it's a direct derivative of game screen, we do not need to call base.loadContent. You can leave it there if you want to, but we don't need it there. Alright, so we're going to load the content for Video Manager. Video Manager dot load video. Alright, I called my video intro, and it has to be a WMV video. Now I gave you that in the download, the description of the tutorial, either a YouTube description or the website description. There's a link to download the video file, and you just give it whatever the video file name is, intro, and just pass it in there. Now where we want to position it, vector 2.0. Now we want to play it, so VideoManager.play. So that's loading the video, and it's playing it already. Okay, so now this removing event. Let's delete the exception, and let's set screen system.add screen new main menu screen. Okay. Now let's add a method below that, protected override, and let's override the update screen method. Delete the throw new exception, and let's add a if input map dot new action press. So we want to see if we have skipped the video, or VideoManager dot is done playing. The VideoManager has a Boolean value that says if it's playing or not. So we'd see if it's done playing or we skip exit screen. We're done with the screen, let's exit. Alright, the last method, protected override draw screen. Delete the throw new line and say VideoManager dot draw. Open parentheses. Screen system dot sprite batch. Close parentheses and semicolon. Alright, we can save all classes and let's go to the TowerDefenseGame.cs file. And in that file, inside the constructor, the video manager is already set up, and that references the folder where we put our videos. So the video should be in this folder. Now, if you open up that file I gave you, that downloadable zip, you will see it just contains one file, the intro.wmv. So you can just drag that in to the video folder inside the Solution Explorer, and it will add it to your game. Okay. The initialize method. The very first screen we want to display is the new video introduction screen, video intro screen, open and closing parentheses. And now we are set. Load content, everything looks fine. Okay, now if we press F5, have a look, and let's see what happens. There are errors, so if we check this, the errors are because I give you the files. I don't want to provide a 40 megabyte file every time you download per episode. So what I do is I take out the actual audio files and I just provide the content without the audio, because the audio is 39 megabytes. You don't need to download that per episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in the audio files into my solution, and then I will delete them whenever this tutorial is done. Alright, so now if I press F5, everything succeeded. Oh, but you did not see that. The problem with this multi-monitor setup I have is it's really great having the completed code on the left monitor, and the bigger monitor is what I'm using to do the actual tutorial. But whenever I build the game and want to show you the, whenever we debug it, I want to show you what it actually is doing, it goes to the left screen, which is not being the recorded screen. Okay, so I'm going to do a build here, and then you will see on this area, you will see the game show up with the video displaying. Alright, everything looks good. Like I said in the menu tutorial, the text is a little bit small, but you can change that in your sprite font file. And then if we go to help, it'll display help. If we come back and quit, it'll quit the game. Okay, so that is it for this tutorial. Let me go ahead and actually delete these while I still remember those. So the reason I do not have those in my solution is because every tutorial I give you the finished result in a downloadable format. So you can download the solution and get the end result. You don't need to download the audio files every single time, so I'm also going to delete this. I'll give that to you separately. So that is why I do not have audio whenever I do these tutorials. I don't have audio, video. The only thing I have are the fonts, and then the textures are very small, so I kept those in there. Alright, so next tutorial, we will tackle the play screen, and then a tutorial after that, we will discuss the XML files. I'll discuss them quickly. It doesn't take any time at all to build the XML. Once you know the structure, you'll know how to build the XML files. And then I'm not going to sit through and create every single XML file on screen. So I'll just discuss what you need to look out for. And if you have any issues, you can message me or something like that. Because that's a lot of XML files, and most of you will probably get bored having me, make the 20th XML file on camera. So I will provide all the XML files where you can download it after that tutorial, and then I will discuss those XML files in the video and how to build the XML files and what to look out for. Okay, so stay tuned for the next tutorial where we do the play screen. So I hope to see you next time.